Good morning, fellow fiber enthusiasts. Today we are going to talk about needle felting. Needle felting is another fiber art that you can use wool to create with. You can make all kinds of little things. I've got a few little things here. I'll just show you as an example. I'm going to bring this in. Hopefully you can see this little bear here. So you can make all kinds of animals. You can go as big or small as you want. You can also make dryer balls. Dryer balls are an amazing thing to have in your dryer. They cut down on the drying time, saving energy. You can also add essential oils to your dryer balls, the essential oil of your choice, and can make your clothes smell a little fresher. We can also make snowman. Now here's an unfinished snowman. This is a snowman who has been shaped, and then this one has already been needle felted. So this snowman is ready to be decorated. He's ready for his accessories, for his eyes and his buttons and all the things, whatever you wanted to put on him. The first thing I'm going to show you are the tools that we will need to get started. Okay, and so now I want to talk to you a little bit about the felting and what happens. The reason you can felt wool is if you took a piece of wool, if you took a fiber of wool, now this is more like a lock, but each one of these has tiny little fibers, okay? And if you looked at a fiber underneath a microscope, you would see that it has scales all the way up and down it. And a felting needle, also, if you were to look under a microscope, a felting needle, the end, and I doubt you can see it, but on the end it's kind of got little barbs itself. I guess you could say barbs. It's a little uneven. And when you take wool, when you take the fiber, when it's rubbed together, like if I took this little bit of fiber here and I began rubbing this together, it's eventually going to start sticking together. That is why a lot of people, like if you are spinning wool, if you're doing something with the wool and you want it to be fine and you want it to be loose, they talk about wool sometimes will felt when you don't want it to, and that's because it does not like to be agitated. So if you are rubbing it together, or if you're just messing with it very much, those little scales start interlocking together, and that is what needle felting is, and that is how you can get a firm object with the wool after you have needle felted. The first thing that you start with, of course, is your fiber. You get your wool. So here I have a big old piece of wool. This wool has been scoured. It does still have some vegetable matter in it. You can see a piece of hay. It's going to have that, but that's okay. You can just pull it out. But the first thing you do, let's say I wanted to make a snowman. If I wanted to make a snowman, the first thing I'm going to do is the bottom. I'm going to make the big part first. So the first thing you do is you just start winding your fiber together. And since it's a snowman, I'm going to wind it the best I can into a ball shape, okay? And you're just going to wind. You're going to wind and wind and wind until you feel that you have enough there. Now, let me talk about that for just a minute. So I've got two different sizes for my snowman balls here. These did not start out this small. They're much bigger. Let me give you a comparison. Here is a finished dryer ball. This one has been felted with a needle, also washed. It was also washed in the washing machine and dried in a pair of nylon hose. But it started out this big. This one is just wound. It's wound wool. So this is the wool after it's wound into the size that you think it needs to be. And I've done this through experience, so I know that this is about the size I need to wind before I start needling it with my felting needle in order to get one this size. So can you see that? Okay, so back to the snowman. This was a lot bigger before it was needle felted, before I used the needle on it. This one was a lot bigger. That is something you just kind of have to learn as you go. Just imagine when you're winding your fiber, just kind of feel, because when you're first winding it, it's not firm at all. It's soft and it's squishy. And I can squish this down. But once that's done, I don't know why my camera did that. Once that's done and I'm ready, then I'm ready to begin my needle felting. So I'm going to show you that here in the next clip.